Surprise! I'm live. I know it's been like 2 weeks since I've been on, I think, or something like that. A while. Jeez. Just a lot of stuff going on, and then for some reason I decided that I was going to play Beatmania next. Be quiet. Oh, jeez. 1 second. What's quiet? Options? Is options quiet? No, options isn't quiet. Records is quiet. Even records is not quiet, but it's at least like less aggressive. Anyway, I had decided that I was going to play Beatmania next, Beatmania US. But man, this has been an absolute nightmare to set up. I had to use my old Elgato Game Capture HD, not the HD 60, not the current product, but like the Game Capture HD from, gosh, how old is that thing now? 10 years? Maybe not 10 years, but like 6 or 8 years old. They don't even make it anymore, and it's just it really drifts sync-wise. I had a lot of trouble getting on the screen, basically the inset screen, to be in sync with the screen on the camera. I'm actually delaying the camera by almost 700 milliseconds for it to sync up with the inset, the capture directly on the game. So, and the thing that sucks about that is it seems like every time I hit record or start streaming, that once you stop, it changes the delay of the Game Capture HD by more. It gets even further behind. So basically, I have to exit out of OBS and start it, and then reset the Game Capture HD, and then stream. Otherwise, it'll be out of sync, or I have to readjust all the numbers again. So, yikes. But anyway, I've got. Hopefully, it'll hold together. Hopefully, it's working. And quite unusually, my screen is actually visible here. So let me pull up the chat so that I can see what's going on. And Jorge Luna, welcome. I was curious if anybody would actually pop in, or how long it might take if I didn't announce anything at all. I was thinking about scheduling the stream. I was trying to do this probably for the last 3 or 4 days, but I would come down here and work on it for a little bit and get frustrated and then give up. But I finally just set my mind to it tonight, and I was just like, make it work. So hopefully it stays working, and hopefully you can hear me. Hopefully everything is good. And now that I've got it set up, I think I'll probably do a few PlayStation 2 Beatmania streams, just because it took so long to get it set up. I might as well get some mileage out of it. But beyond that, happy Thanksgiving to those of you that celebrate that, and Black Friday, and post-turkey weekend. we're at the tail end of that now. I had some turkey, so it was good. Anyway, this is a little bit different for me. I guess Beatmania US specifically is probably kind of on theme with the rest of the stuff on my channel, because I think I've mentioned before, it's not that in general I'm not like spectacular at these games, and Beatmania specifically I am so-so, like, which I guess Beatmania is such a difficult game that it'll probably seem like I'm fine, but I know I'm like nowhere near top tier player or anything like that. So don't expect to see AAAs. Don't expect to see anything amazing. But like I said, and that's pretty normal for my streams. It's not that I'm a great player. It's that I typically try to play games that are less common. So, like in the case of DDR, DDR streams are relatively common, but the PlayStation games are less so, especially being played on cabinet. And so I guess again here we're playing the PlayStation games, so that at least follows that pattern a little bit. And I think Beatmania US probably the least popular, certainly, but probably the least played of all of the Beatmania titles that are available. But I don't really have any set plans on what I'm gonna play tonight. Certainly, I'm gonna play the exclusive songs, which actually I think I uploaded as a video back in the spring, but there was no like capture. It was just like camera straight on the game, and you know, best of luck. So this should be a little bit nicer to look at least. If there's anything that you want to see or any questions that you have, I am definitely not an expert on Beatmania. I probably know less about this game than I did DDR, certainly, or Dance Maniacs even before that. But any questions that you have, I'll certainly take a crack at answering them. If nothing else, I can certainly speak from my own personal experience with the game. It's hard. I guess I should cut my hand this way because the microphone's over there. It's hard. I always joke that Beatmania has they talk about games or any activity really having a learning curve. I always feel like, and they talk about like the steepness of the learning curve. If it's really difficult, or if it's a shallow learning curve and it's a little bit easier to kind of like incrementally get better and get into it. I always feel like Beatmania has a learning wall. So it's like just a vertical, and you just like run up into this thing, and you just smash your head into it a bunch, and you either decide, I want to play this game and get better, even though it's frustrating and I suck, and eventually you learn to scale the wall, or you get up to the wall and you turn around and you're like, not for me, pass, and you walk away. So that's my personal opinion on this game. But I definitely remember when I first started playing it, and sorry, I lost my train of thought. When I first started playing it, I can remember playing the first, like the rated 1 and 2 songs, like 511, like Dancing Into the Night or something like that. I was playing on third style PlayStation, and shoot, I probably failed those things like multiple times before I passed. And I was just like, the only reason like I stuck with it is because some of my friends were playing, and it seemed like it was fun. I was like, all right, I gotta get through this so that I can play too. And it's just like, But once I got over that, I was like, okay, it's not. It became a lot more fun, but I'm definitely my skill level definitely peaked long ago, plateaued, I should say, and I've not gotten any better. So, like I said, don't expect to see anything amazing. Just like adequate play. Hopefully, it doesn't fail. So, anyway, let me get into this thing. Now, for those of you, I should show it, I guess. This is the case for Beatmania. This is the US version, the US release. Came out in, looks like 2006. So, it includes some old school, like 5P Beatmania, as well as newer Beatmania 2DX 17 songs. And I'm playing on a game save from back in the day. So a lot of the scores that are logged on here are probably either from, like 12, 13 years ago, 12, 13, 14 years ago, or they might be semi-recent when I had this out earlier in the spring. So we'll just see. We'll see where I'm at, if I've gotten any better. Probably not. I actually haven't played very much Beatmania at all in a while. I guess I said that when I started playing VDR on stream a couple months ago, so who knows. But anyway, before I jump in, I still have a scab. Let's see. Can you see it here? I still have a scab on my finger there from Dance Maniacs. It's finally starting to heal. It was really tender for a long time. Like if you would push on it, it would kind of hurt, but it doesn't really hurt anymore. In fact, I think that scab is about ready to come off. It looks awful. Oh well. I am gonna jump right in on doubles because I set the layout up for that, and also I like doubles. So you can see, I've at least played through everything. But like I said, a lot of these scores are probably 10 plus years old. I guess. No, how did I not play that on Hyper? Well, I guess I can. Oh, what a way to start. Man, I remember struggling with this stupid song. Oh. Supposed to do that. It's literally scratch and key 7 on the same hand. My hands are not that big. I do know that on some of the older songs in 2DX that the doubles charts are just the two-player charts mashed together, which means that they end up doing some things that are difficult, if not impossible, to actually perform. Like you saw on that one, there was a scratch and key 7 on on the player one side, and my hands are not big enough to do that. Like, I cannot, like, spreading my hands out as far as possible, my fingers out as far as possible, I can't even touch the turntable and key 7 at the same time. So, like, obviously you could bring your other hand in and do it, but as I recall in that chart, it was having me do something on my right hand at the same time. So it's like you either cheese it or you elbow it, or I don't know. Like I said, I think it's just impossible. But then later on, once they started making real doubles charts for the songs, they stopped putting things in that are like not possible to do. Let me grab a drink real quick. But this being a mix of some old songs and some new songs, I think I'm going to probably end up seeing some of those. Oh, I did not check speed on this. Well, hopefully it'll be all right. Where the ratings are just all over the place in this game. Like, that was rated 2, and the first one was rated 1. That song felt way easier. Yeah, like, AAA, which, I don't know. I'm pretty sure the scoring is a lot easier on the US version than it was on the Japanese version, so I don't know that would have been a AAA for me otherwise. But still, it's like a level 2 song was much easier than what was supposedly a level 1 song. Go figure. You know, I was also gonna mention. I was gonna mention in my intro. Oh, look, I actually did better than before. Hey, cool. But I was gonna mention in my intro. I was thinking when I was setting this all up, I was like, man, I picked the worst possible shirt to wear for streaming. Not. I mean, I actually like this shirt. It's comfortable. I think it looks nice, but it also has this like more pattern, or creates this more pattern in the in the video sometimes, where like video just can't deal well with thin stripes, and it just gets all wonky looking, especially if it's scaling it. So like if you're watching it on a particularly small screen or something, it might get all crazy. But I was like, well, too bad. Anyway, Jorge said, "You are great." Well, thank you. I'm glad you think so. I'm feeling. I'm doing decent. I'm playing mostly at my level, which I don't know. I just. Oh, look at this. Free scratch sound. Can I stop? Okay, that's enough. Game over. But anyway, I was gonna say I'm playing. I feel like I'm playing mostly at my level. Maybe a little bit lower, or I feel like I'm struggling a little bit just because, like I said, I'm not really warmed up. I haven't played very much today, and I haven't played very much at all in months or even years, maybe. I just never get around to this game. I like it, and I know a lot of other. Well, I shouldn't say a lot of other people. Several of my friends really like this game and are way better at it than I am. But I love this cabinet. I just think this was one of Konami's coolest designs. Although I guess the new lightning cabinet, which I have not seen in person, is super cool. But I have not gotten an opportunity to check it out yet. Thanks, COVID. But I hope to someday soon, when we can go outside again, right? I know that there's somebody in one of my previous streams mentioned that there's something that you unlock by playing everything. Like another charts. Okay, so it looks like I already have those. Yes, what do I want to do? Do I want to get the licenses out of the way? Sure, why not? Let's get those copyright claims.
Well, I talked about it.
that was certainly a song. Chris! GTC, how are you? Good evening. Does everything sound okay? Does it look okay? Are my sources still synced? That's the real trick. I said in the intro that the capture hardware that I have that I'm running right now is really flaky, and so the capture and the camera might start to drift. I'm looking in my playback right now. They look like they are. I'm waiting to get through the stream lag on the live bit. It looks like it's starting to slow down already. Ooh, and my voice is cracking. Awesome. But we'll see how it goes as we continue through the night. But you think the hand cam is behind? Well, that's disappointing. You should have seen it when I first got this set up too. Like, I struggled forever to get the video all synced up, and I got it, and I was like, cool, and so I was clicking the playback, and I realized that the audio was like almost a full second behind. I was just like, yikes. But, well, let's see. Let me see if I can, look at this. They look pretty close. How you doing? Just the smallest bit. Oh my gosh. I'll just give you the short version. Like, getting all of these things to sync together just was a nightmare. And it's all because I'm using this old Elgato Game Capture HD, like not the HD60, the old one. And it's just unreliable. It does weird things, and it gets slower and slower and slower, I think, as it goes on. I am actually delaying the main camera by almost 700 milliseconds to get it to match up with the game, with the capture. That's how much delay is there. So, but it seems like every time I start streaming or start recording, it makes it longer and longer. So I think I'm not sure if it's when I finally stop that it gets more out of sync, or if it's while it's recording. I think it might be while it's recording though. So I'm expecting the capture and the main camera to drift apart from each other over the course of this stream. So I'm kind of keeping my eye on it over here in the monitor, but we'll do the best that we can. I don't know who we is. I'll do the best that I can with the equipment that I've got. This is not the same capture card. I've been using the StarTech capture cards for all the other streams that I've done. But the difference with those is the StarTech one does not output to a monitor while it's capturing. So you have to split the video source before it goes in if you want to be able to see the game while you're capturing it. And all of the other games that I've had played, I can either split it, or the hardware actually has two like the 573 has two video outputs, so like the video can go through JAMA to get to the cabinet monitor, but then I've still got the HD15 port to go to the capture device on the valve. I can see it and play it and capture it at the same time. Everything's perfect. But in this case, because this is actually just a regular TV, it doesn't have. I don't have the right combination of inputs and outputs from the PlayStation, and inputs to the monitor and to the capture hardware that I would be able to see it, to play it, and capture it at the same time with any other device that I have. So that's why I'm using the old Elgato and kind of just putting up with the fact that it does great things. So if it doesn't crash, that'll be good. Because it definitely does that too. Anyway, what was I doing? I was doing licenses. Get those out of the way and then do other stuff. I just kind of like bash that. Let me catch up with the chat. Ahmad says hello, hello, hello. And Kirk, he says you're still at work. You have some free time to watch. Cool. Glad to have you. Christmas Animator. Wow, I can't even talk tonight. Animator. Good to see you again. Good to see you as well. A big ass flat monitor. So if the TV's HDMI or VGA. So actually, this is. Gosh, when did I get this cabinet? Sometime in the mid 2000s, so probably 2006 or 7, I think, is when I got this cabinet. The original monitor that went with these cabinets was a rear projection LCD, and that monitor had died and was gone. I didn't even receive it. When I went to pick up this game, it was the Putt Putt up in Fort Wayne, actually, and they had gosh, there's the long storied history of this game, but I'll kind of cut out a bunch of stuff. But when I went to pick it up, they had a little widescreen CRT, probably a 32 maybe, that was sitting up on milk crates, just kind of hanging out here. And it was connected with composite video, and it looked like absolute trash. And the poor scaler in that TV, gosh, why can't I speak tonight? This poor scaler in that TV was just on the absolute struggle bus. You could actually watch it when two people were playing. You would watch the two scrolls going, and one side would kind of freeze up, and the other one would continue, and then it would like jump. So it wasn't even scaling the whole image across the screen evenly, correctly all the time. It was just an absolute mess. And I remember when I went to buy this machine and pick it up, they were like, "Do you want that monitor?" And I was looking at it, and I was like, "Man, that looks so bad." I was like, "No, I don't want it." I kind of wish I had taken it now. I mean, I guess it would have been, free monitor, right? I think there was something wrong with how they had it hooked up, which is what was making it so bad. It would have actually been nice to have a, old school CRT, a widescreen CRT. Like, I actually never had a widescreen CRT direct view ever. The last CRT that I had was still a 4x3, but anyway, oh well. Wonder what happened to that monitor. But I'm trying to remember if there was more to that story. Probably not. I mean, probably yes, but probably not. Amusingly, just a little more backstory. This was actually the cabinet that I first played 2DX on, anyway. When the Fort Wayne Putt Putt first got it, a friend of mine and I, we went up there to visit and played it, and I was like, wow, this is pretty cool. I suck at it, but it's pretty cool. I had no idea that, some years later I would end up with it. So, but anyway, I guess the rest of that story was, yes, so this is, this monitor was a replacement that I put on it once I got it. It's actually a 42-inch plasma, and it is, so since I'm playing the PlayStation version of the game right now, the best video that I've got coming out of the PlayStation is component video, but I'm actually going component into my capture device, and then out of the capture device over HDMI into the monitor. So that's how it's hooked up right now. But normally, if I wasn't streaming, it would just be hooked up directly from the PlayStation to the TV over component video. Or if it's the arcade version, then it would go over. Let's see. If it's unfortunately, if it was if it's the old arcade version running on Twinkle, so 8th style or before, I would probably have it hooked up via S-Video because that's the best signal that I can get out of the Twinkle that works with this TV, because this TV does not have a VGA input. If it had a VGA input, that probably should work, I think, because there is an RGB output on the Twinkle, but I can't use it, so, or I don't have an input that'll work with that. But and then if it's one of the newer PC versions from Night Style or newer, then I would be connected via HDMI, basically DVI out of the PC to HDMI into the TV. So that's all that. So hopefully that answered your question. And then NG Speedy, hello. Well, you said you wonder what are the LED displays doing? Oh, so I think you're asking about these. So a friend of mine built an adapter that allows me to connect the PlayStation to the cabinet for everything to work, and basically, we got this LED panel, and it was like, with the arcade, of course, it like displays the song name, and it's like, welcome to Beatmania and all that kind of stuff that the game program can tell the sign what to do. But of course, in the PlayStation version, it doesn't have any data to send to this display because normally there wouldn't be one. So we were like, oh, what should we make it do? And basically, it is actually just showing the turntable position. So if you look, if you actually go into test mode in Beatmania, if you're playing the arcade hardware, you would see that the turntable actually has 256 positions. What is that, 8-bit? And so we basically are just taking the report from the I/O board of what position the turntable is in and displaying it here. And then the fourth digit, so you can see this is between 0, and 255. And then this fourth digit is actually just like a countdown delay timer, because you'll notice when I'm turning it, it starts up at 6, and then when I let it go, it ticks down real quick. I think those are milliseconds. We ran into when my friend was developing this, we ran into a little bit of a bug, if I recall, where I can't remember what the exact behavior was, but basically you could get like a little bit of a jump out of the turntable. So you get like a little bit of a phantom hit, basically. And so we add a little bit of delay. So basically you get that 6 milliseconds where it's like, if you turn the turntable again, it's just going to ignore it, and that way you don't get like double hits. I believe the arcade actually accounts for that, but of course the home version did not. And so what would happen is when we were navigating the menu, it would oftentimes like skip 2 songs at a time and do weird things. And so we just added that to kind of to ease that out. And hopefully you never actually have to have two turntable hits 6 milliseconds apart. But actually, I think if you turn it back the other way, it will do it anyway, so no problem. And then the middle one, since it's a 9 character display, and we had 4 characters each for each of the turntables, we had one in the middle that we didn't have anything that we needed to do with it. So I was like, why don't we just put a little spinner in there? So it just spins for fun. It actually does serve a sort of purpose. I think it's it's indicative of the signal between the interface board and the PlayStation. So actually, if you unplug the controller from the PlayStation, this will stop. So it'll tell you, oh, I've lost communication. But otherwise, it's just to look. It was just to do something to make it look pretty, I guess. So that's what that's doing. Kirk says, "Is this the Beatmania version that Westerners can enjoy?" Yeah, I guess. I mean, this was the US release. But SeaWorld fan, how's it going? Hello, welcome back. Christmas animator, a big wide HD CRT with no issues is gold nowadays. Yeah, it wasn't big, but it was a CRT and it was widescreen. I kind of wish I had it just to have it, but I don't know what I would be doing with it. And SeaWorld fan, what mix am I playing? I'm playing the US version of Beatmania for PlayStation. So yes, the American version. The only version. Alright. Adoption's still open. Oh, you guys are funny. So, I was playing in game mode rather than in free mode because I think songs only show up in free mode if they've been played before. But I think I've played them all. Well, wait. Okay, so yeah. If they've been played in any level. Okay, cool. So they're all here. So I guess I can play in free mode and I don't have to deal with the opening, closing credits, all that kind of jazz. Definitely not playing, what do you call it? Another, I am not that good. Where was I? Was I here? I was here, I think. Wow, I played that one terribly. apparently I haven't played that. If it's the song I think it is, it's terrible. I'll wait. I'm gonna go through the I'm gonna get through the licenses, and then we'll do other stuff. Because I think there's only like 8 or 9 licenses anyway, so it's not like it's gonna take that long.
Plain talking, served us so well. Traveled through hell, know how we felt.
This is a button on that. Let's see here. Night Style, but Eric Andre made it purple. I don't know who Eric Andre is, but yes, it is the Night Style skin, except purple. And flat, pretty much. Like, I don't know. Honestly, I think this version, like, skin-wise, I think it's kind of ugly. It just... It's boring. It's not because I don't like purple, it's just they don't do anything with it. It's very flat looking. But what songs? Well, you're listening to them. Yeah, it's like 8 or 9 licensed songs, some of which I think did make their way to the Japanese home versions and arcade versions. Not all of them though. I think some of them are actually unique to this mix only. And then there's a sprinkling of songs from, I guess, Night Style and before, and some 5-key songs, because there's actually 2 different modes in this. You can play Beatmania 2DX, the 7-key mode, and then Beatmania regular 5-key mode, and that's all 5-key songs as far as I know. But I can run that here in a little bit once I get through these licenses. And Christmas Animator, I didn't say no to adoptions. No adoptions. Sorry. I think you've asked before. I'm trying to get out of the kids business, right? We just got one moved out. So it's actually kind of nice to just be all adults in the house again. But anyway. Yeah, playing every song is how you unlock the Another chart. So it looks like I've already done it, at least on the 2DX stuff. I don't think I've played hardly any, if any, of the 5-key songs. So we'll see if those are unlocked or not. I don't know if you have to play those 2 or not, or if probably. 25 2DX songs, 25 5-key songs. Yeah, there's not a whole lot here. Toxic. Yep. You're not a kid. You can change your own diaper. Well, I'm proud of you. You know, it's funny. I've never actually changed a diaper. So I grew up an only child. And I have a half sister that's 20 years younger than me, but I was already moved out by the time she was born, so I never like lived with her and had to take care of her. I babysat one time. I actually remember taking a babysitting class, so I learned how to change a diaper like on a doll, but I never did it on an actual baby. I remember I actually babysat one time after I'd taken the class. My next door neighbor wanted, like, they needed to run out to the store or something like that, to the mall. And so they were only going to be gone like 45 minutes. And their kid was 2, I think. Not really a baby. But and so they were like, you know, hey, you're babysitting now? I was like, yeah. And they're like, can you watch him for about 45 minutes while we go to the store? I was like, sure. So I remember I went over there, and he had already gone down for a nap, so he was sleeping. And I remember they had a Nintendo, so I was playing Super Mario Brothers, and I would pause it like every 10 minutes or so, and I would go back and I would check on him and be like, okay, he's still sleeping, cool. So I'd go back and I'd, play some Super Mario, and then, I'd check on him. And he stayed sleeping the whole time they were gone. So they came back, and they gave me a few bucks, and I went home and I was like, well, that was the perfect babysitting experience, and I think I'm going to retire from that. I don't think I thought that at the time, but that's what ended up happening. I never ended up babysitting again, so that's my babysitting story. And the reason I've never changed a diaper. Cool. Alright, let me play another song and then I'll look at the chat again. And you were talking about Toxic. Here it is. So, before I look at the chat, I'm reminded of a story about this song. And, as it relates to music games as well. So, the first time I ever heard this song I had gotten Karaoke Revolution, and I don't remember which one, but one of the Karaoke Revolution games, and we had people over, and we were having a little party, and one of my friends, like, handed me the microphone and picked this song, and I had never heard it before, so I'm like, and I just kind of faked my way through it, and of course, like, if you've never heard the song before, it's like, not only are you literally reading the lyrics because you don't know them, but, like, I don't really know what the tune is either, so I'm just like, and it was a disaster, but but I was thinking about it. I wonder, Karaoke Revolution being a Konami game, also, I'm wondering if this is probably the same recording that's on Karaoke Revolution as well. Obviously, it's a cover, so I mean, they might as well. if they went to the trouble to record it, and then they have the obviously they have the tracked audio where the vocals are separate from the music, and of course, like, really separate in this case because you've got key sounds and everything. Then yeah, you might as well use that in Karaoke Revolution too. I assume that's what they did. I haven't listened to the Karaoke Revolution one in a long time to know if it sounds the same, but I would guess that they did. If they didn't, they were dumb. Although I guess, wasn't Karaoke Revolution like, was that Harmonix? I think. So maybe Konami didn't produce that directly, but anyway, that was just me thinking about it. Okay. You don't think 5 Key gave you harder charts? It was a huge letdown. Well, I don't need harder charts because I already suck at this game, so they're hard enough already. I can change your diaper if I want to. I hope you're not wearing a diaper for your own sake. That seems like a lot of trouble and really uncomfortable. Girk, looking forward to see you play classic Beatmania games. The Firsts mix. Oh, I think I'm gonna play. So my next few streams are probably going to be the PlayStation 2 Beatmania 2DX mixes, which will be, I guess, starting with Third Style. And I have all of them. So Third Style all the way up to Empress, which is when they stopped making them. Empress being 16th? I'm looking at my poster over here to cheat. Yeah, 16. So I don't know how many of those I'll play. A few. Probably, definitely the older ones, just because, like I said, that kind of fits the theme of my channel lately, where I'm playing not necessarily rare, but like lesser played games. I know a lot of the newer stuff has been covered reasonably extensively. But as far as arcade stuff is concerned, if you look back, gosh, was it July? I did a stream where we did the 2DX DDR link up, where they were playing together, and so we were playing Beatmania Second Style there. So Second Style is actually the oldest Beatmania 2DX that I've played, but I can try and see if I can get like First Mix or First Style up and running. I would be interested. Ooh, gosh, excuse me. I would be interested just to see it and play it myself, just to see what like really old school 2DX looks like. And again, that's something that I don't think has been documented very much in video on YouTube or anywhere really, for that matter. So hopefully we'll get there, but it might be a little bit of time. Pichu's Pies, hello, and Sunshine Camo, hello. 12 people watching. Yeah, I'm. Thanks for showing up. Like I said, I didn't announce this one at all. I just kind of hit start, and we'll see. I was like, we'll see if anybody shows up. So, I'm glad. I guess you all hit the subscribe button and the bell button, all that stuff that I never talk about, because I'm very happy to have you here. So great, thanks. But I'm not in the business of pandering for subscribers or anything like that, because it doesn't really, like, not monetized anyway, so it doesn't matter. Hopefully you just show up and hang out and have a good time. That's all I'm looking for. Amazing ass. Oh, thank you. These jeans are kind of loose, so they're whatever. But what was I gonna say? Oh, when I was setting this up, I was thinking about actually like pushing the camera in a little bit more, so it was just, the top half of the machine, but it ended up I ended up getting more like lower in there. I don't know. It is what it is. I'm just glad that it's like working. So, and Termazi, hello, welcome aboard. Purple 9 style. Yep, that's what it is. Do I have 16th? Zero fan. I do have it. I have the PlayStation version of it, at least. Do I have the PC, like, arcade version? I'm trying to remember. Maybe. But Pichu's Pies says, currently finding songs from poppy music that are not on DDR mixes to make DDR charts for on Stepmania, but with, I don't know what SCCs, I don't know what that means, on 5 instead of SMS on 3. That must be Stepmania terminology that I don't know about. Because I don't really play, I don't play with Stepmania very much, like, ever. But anyway, Termazi. Oh, I actually went over this earlier, before you got here, but quick version is it's turntable position. That's it. And the spinner is spinning so that it's doing something. That's basically what it is. And substream is easiest of the twinkles. Okay, I don't know. Like I was just saying, second style's the oldest that I've played, so either first or substream would be new to me, so to speak. Make a petition for an ass cam. I feel like this is one of those those threads where you post a picture, right, and then somebody posts a comment, like zoomed in on some element of that picture, usually like something in the background that maybe wasn't actually the focus of the picture in the first place. All right, let's keep moving on here.
Change the way we live.
Chris, I was also, if you're still there, I was thinking about it too. You were talking about the sync with the. Oh, wow. Yeah, I'm looking at the playback now, and the capture is definitely getting behind the main camera. Like I can see the fade in and fade out of the songs like happening in one place and then the other a little bit later. So it is what it is, I guess. I'm not sure actually if I deactivate and reactivate that source if it will fix it. I guess I can try it real quick. Let's. Now is the part where the whole stream falls apart. But watch, it won't come back, just to spite me. But anyway, we'll see if that gets them back in sync. But you were saying that you thought that the overhead camera maybe was a little bit delayed. It might be, but one thing that I've noticed about it, I don't have like the drift problem that I have with the capture device on this, but it seems like it's running in some really low frame rate somehow. Because usually what I do to try and get everything in sync is I will run a recording of me playing ahead of time and then kind of watch the capture and the actual monitor in the main camera like frame by frame and get them synced up to see something that just appears on screen like a judgment, like a perfect or a grade or something like that, so that they appear in both places at the same time, and I can adjust by a few milliseconds here and there to get them in sync with each other. And then I will try and get the main camera and the overhead camera to sync up with each other by looking for something like a key light or a panel light on DDR or something like that, lighting up and making those happen at the same time. But what I've noticed is when I'm playing back frame by frame at 60 frames a second, the main the capture and the main monitor has motion every frame, but the overhead camera does not. In fact, it's not even every other frame, which would make it 30 frames a second. It seems like every third or fourth frame, and not consistent. It's like you'll advance it, you'll see motion between one frame and the next, and then you'll advance it 1, 2, 3 frames, and then sometimes it'll move, or sometimes it's on the fourth frame that it'll move. So, shrug? I don't know why, but it might not be that it's out of sync. It might just be the difference in frame rate between this camera, and the everything else that is making it look behind. Or I may have said it wrong because I didn't get because there's a 3 or 4 frame of no data that I have to like guess. I guess if that's what I'm saying. It's like, did that light up? Did that light actually light up on this frame, or is it lighting? Did it light up a couple of frames ago, and I just didn't see it? But anyway, that was just something that I was thinking about. Technical garbage. Virtual Insanity and Celebration. I love I love Virtual Insanity. I like it. I mean, as a song, and of course, like the original video, super cool, especially at the time. Celebration. I mean, I like Celebration fine. It's kind of overplayed. I mean, I don't know. I guess I've been to too many weddings. Heard it too many times. I don't know. It's a fine song, but I definitely agree with you on Virtual Insanity. Lunatic Rave. I've heard of that, but I don't know quite what that is. Like, I've heard the name, but I don't really know what it is. If you were able to interact with me on Facebook, I would have rated you with screenshots of my ass. Okay. And Peaches Pie 2 or 3, I think. I don't know what we're talking about. 2 or 3. Oh, Lunatic Rave 2 or 3. Okay. Again, I still don't really know what that is, but cool. I'm sure you'll let me know here in a second. All right. Onward. It's 2, maybe even 4 or 5. I don't know what we're talking about. We got numbers going on now. Are we still talking about Lunatic Rave, or are we talking about the frame rate or some, I don't know. Anyway, you said to follow up on Lunatic Rave 2 talk, I think that the servers ban anyone from internet ranking if they have copyrighted songs from official games due to things like piracy, even though the people get it from distributor instead of ripping it themselves and distributing it. So, okay. I still don't know what Lunatic Rave is exactly, though. Like, is that like is that like an EMU's for like an EMU's replacement server, or is that like a is that another game? Is that like a Stepmania except for 2DX? Like I said, I've heard the name, but I don't know anything about it. Is that it? Is that the last of the licensed songs? I think so. Oh well. I guess so. Anyway, this is bothering me that. Oops, jeez, getting ahead of myself. This is bothering me that it's the one that's not played in this section of ones that has been. So I'm going to play it, even though I'm pretty sure this is a terrible song. Oh, and I didn't set a high speed. Oh, and I can't do it in game because that wasn't a thing yet. Hold on.
Konami.
Yep, this is what I thought.
Mania. Konami. Mania. Dope. You know what I'm saying? Styles complicated, like trigonometry. Seen you running home to your mommy. Mania. Konami. Way over your head like a tsunami. Bringing the mad facts. Yeah. Soroshi. Sound waves. Yeah. For Konami. Beatmania. Yeah. Mania. Yeah. Mania. Mania. Yeah, mania. Mania. Yeah, mania. Come on.
Coming rugged and rough, you ain't gonna never get enough. My style is untouched. When I got the microphone in my hand, I change and rearrange to a cybernetic. Yeah, understand. My rhymes and the beats coming from outer space to the underground streets. We got tricks like cookies and cakes over mad rap tracks. These shoulders I make.
Konami.
Come on.
That's not easy at all. Oh, and I failed. Amazing. Like, part of me wants to play it again because I know I can pass it. And then the other part of me is like, oh yeah, that must be why it wasn't played, because it's a terrible song. This, to me, like, that song is indicative of, like, what is in my head that old school 5-key Beatmania is like. And maybe I'm wrong about that, but my experience with 5-key Beatmania is just these, like, these songs that, okay, I get it, it's a game, and I get how to play it, but they're just not, it's not good music. Like, it's just kind of like dumb samples strung together to a not great beat. Maybe you love this song. I don't. I think it's terrible. But I don't know. I don't have a ton of experience with 5-key Beatmania, but my experience with 5-key Beatmania is like that, where it's just like, I don't really like this music. So I never really got into it. Anyway, LR2 is a simulator for things like Beatmania and Poppy music. Okay, cool. So it is basically like a Stepmania except for key games. Cool. Alright, I'm with you then. Also, there's a simulator for pop music called Feeling Pamu. Okay, I've not heard of that one. Or Colorful Channel that I use, and I got some of the PMSs or files from Poppy Music and use BMS Maker. Okay, cool. Use Beatmania US songs, and I made an EX chart for Virtual Insanity. It's stupidly hard, and sometimes beat it, and I use the keyboard to play. Yeah, well, I mean, it certainly wouldn't be hard to make a harder chart for that, because the one that's in here is not hard at all. This sounds like the theme song for 2DX Substream. Yeah, you know, so there's this song, GMD, which is clearly like about the game, and also like GMD. You can, I don't know if you can see the logo there, but it, like, that's Konami Game Machine Division, so I'm sure that's what GMD is probably supposed to be talking about. So clearly that song is about the game. And then I want to say in like fourth or fifth style, there was a song called 2DX. both of those songs are garbage. They're just bad songs. 2DX is a little better than that, but boy, this is a low bar. So it's just amusing to me that like the songs that are about the game are like bad songs. At least like the song Dance Dance Revolution in Extreme, like it's an okay song. Like it's nothing special, but it's fine. Like it's serviceable. I don't hate it. Anyway. Used all the key sounds found in the original BMS file from a distributor, including ones not used in any chart. Oh, man, that's always the fun thing when people take apart games and find assets that don't get used anywhere. You're like, wonder what that was. Like, was that a programmer just like goofing around, or what was that supposed to go to? I'm not talking about the song specifically. I just mean like in general when you find stuff like that. It's always fun. Anyway. Colorful channel lags and sometimes stops all inputs of things that are intense on my crappy PC like Google Chrome are open. Well, Google Chrome is just a pig, so that's no surprise. How much RAM are you using, Chrome? I'm using 5,000 gigabytes. I'm exaggerating, of course, but that's always what it seems like. Also, by sometimes I mean at some point it always happens. Well, that sounds like the streaming hardware that I'm using tonight. Too spoiled on current era 2DX. Yeah. The truth is, like, for me, 2DX, when I bought this machine, it was running 4th style, and of course, like I said, I had all of the PS2 versions, which is 3rd through 16, and I think the game that I played the most was probably 2DX Gold, which is what, 14, I think? And since then, I just don't play that much. So, like, modern 2DX, I've definitely played it, but I've not played a lot of it. So, it's actually the older stuff that I'm more familiar with. But I am definitely used to like the creature comforts in the more modern games with, you know, more high speed options, being able to set high speed in game, all of those types of things. I don't use a lot of them. Like I don't use what is it, Sudden Plus or Hidden Plus. I don't use any of those. I know what they're for. I guess I grew up not having that, and grew up. I learned how to play without that stuff, so I never really got into it. But having a little bit finer control over the high speed and being able to like change it on the fly is definitely helpful. So anyway, will I play 2DX Red? I don't know. I can, if you want to see it. Not tonight, but yeah, I can play it at some point. The stuff like the beat and drums in Virtual Insanity are not used, but are used still, but you can't play them as they are auto-played in both charts. Got it. Files for songs, so I could use them as playable notes. Got it. Okay, cool. Alright, let's see. I am going to exit out of this. Since we've been kind of talking about it, let's look at 5-key. So yeah, you can see here it lets you pick between the two. I guess technically, if I'm gonna play 5-key, I should play on the 2-player side, right? So I have to play left-handed. Let's do that. I didn't really set up the cameras for this, so we'll see what it looks like. Looks like I've actually Play. Oh, are there no difficulties at all? Huh. Is it just one difficulty? I guess. I don't know what to play. Just play this, I guess. Did I pick the worst one? Probably. So is it putting it? Okay, it puts it on the keys.
I'm a second time
The 5 keys closest.
Many kid went too far for my underground lady. On my chillin' at the crib every minute, getting fine and good. I got the pound from homie in my pocket. It gonna take to the moon like a lot.
Oh, that's right. Free scratch.
Can't mess the power. This is how we do.
Let me tell you what I want you to do. Tell me how it's going to be. Ready for us to be more down this
I don't know what determines cool. Peaches. So yeah, you're talking about the lights. Basically, we don't have, since the game itself doesn't control the lights at all. We had to come up with something to do in order to get them to work. And so the neons are the input board is doing bass detection, and so the neons are flashing basically to the beat as much as we can. It's not perfect, but it's something. And then each one of the lights is hooked up to one of the keys, but there are 8 lights and only 7 keys. So if you turn the turntable, it just lights all of them. And it was just like, do something, make it pretty, and that was the best thing that we came up with. Hey Jordan, how you doing? Toxic and The Way You Move are the only songs worth playing. You mean on 5 key? So is 5 key only one difficulty and that's it? That seems weird. Is that how it is in like 5 key Beatmania, or is that a Beatmania US thing? Shows you how much I know. Like, all of these seem ridiculous. Oh wait, okay. There's some more in here. Is it? I feel like some of this is more. Although still, only up to 5. Like that's not that difficult. He said, "Play Toxic." Okay, I can do that.
should wear a warning. It's dangerous. I'm falling. There's no escape. I can't wait. I need a hit. Baby, give me it. You're dangerous. I'm loving it. Don't you know that you're toxic?
Wrong the way you move. Oh, the wrong song, or I don't know. Okay, on this game in general, 5 key is just 5 key in this game. Definitely not how it is in normal 5 key games. Okay, I didn't think so. Like I was pretty sure like Beatmania had levels, right? That you could pick, but apparently not in this. That's great. Alright. There's an Outkast song called The Way You Move. The one in here is not that one. Well, I'm gonna play it anyway, because I'm a jerk. He choose says BRB. Okay, seen a bit. You're totally fine hearing it. It's so good. All right. You've been trying to push this license for Stepmania. That'd be cool. Martyr! I'm glad that you made it since you asked for this so long ago. I'm finally doing it. Beatmania US, here it is. Anything you want to see or hear, let me know. Not that there's a lot of selections, but I can do it. I saw 20 November in here, and I know I'm a few days late on this, but might as well play it. But I figure I should play 5 key this way. But I could just like feel it from my wrist into my forearm, just like, what are you doing? You can have like a carpal tunnel explosion, just like. This game had so much potential and it feels like they wasted all of it. Jordan, you're not wrong. I just don't. I don't know that the American market was ready for this game yet. This was 2006, I think. But I mean, they definitely didn't. I don't know. They didn't put their best foot forward. It feels like a step back from the other, like, what would have been, you know, like 8th and 9th style, what would have been the Japanese releases at the time. Or maybe, I don't know, maybe that's just my memory, but it just, they tried. You remember Rock Revolution? Tried that too. Yikes. Dare I do Expert Course 10, which is the hardest course in the game. The answer, I could try. You know, I don't even think I've tried any of the courses in this. Are there courses in this? I didn't even know that. Can I do it? Probably not. I'm not usually that good. But if there's a Beatmania mix that maybe I would have a possibility of, it might be this one. Because I feel like almost every song in this is at least maybe barely within my range. I'm really only good up to... Honestly, 6s and 7s are about as hard as I can do. And like the old school flashing 7s, maybe a few of those. I know that's not what the rating system is anymore, and I don't remember what it is now, or like what the correlation is. But I know that that like 8s, like new school 8s, are nope, not gonna do those. So if there's anything like that on here, it's like nope, probably not going to pass. How do you get good at doubles play? I think the answer is practice. Best part of this game was getting some of the long lost 5-key songs that never made it to 2DX in a modern engine. Yeah. So I have so little experience with 5-key Beatmania that I just don't like. That's not. It's not really a thing for me. I know I was kind of ragging on 5-key Beatmania a minute ago. Just because that was my experience with it, is like a lot of the songs that I've played on 5-key just weren't very good songs. But I'm sure that that's not a universal thing. It's just that you have to understand I've probably played a grand total of 5 games of 5-key Beatmania. Maybe 10. That's true. I guess I actually had a 5-key mini cabinet for less than a year, I think. So I did get a chance to play some 5-key on that. So I probably played, 24 games, but I never got into it. And it's so frustrating. Like, coming from 2DX, going back to the DJ main hardware, God, everything is so goddamn slow. it just saps the fun out of the game when it's like everything is a loading screen forever. But that's just me being a complainerson. If they hadn't purplified the interface, put actual well-known licenses in it, and made it feel more club-like the game is supposed to be, yeah, you're not wrong. Like, this interface, like I was just saying earlier, it's ugly. And the main menu, especially. Like, what is this? Who made this? It's just like this mishmash of colors. This is like the clashiest, gaudiest. Just I don't know what's going on here, but it's awful. It looks confusing. Yeah, and it's like, I mean, I guess it is, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. But, like, how to navigate this with the turntable is just kind of bizarre, too. Who knows? I don't know what they were thinking. Anyway, I'm gonna hop back over to 7-key. Martyr, you've only been playing since last year, and you're only 8th Dan. I'm pretty sure you're better than me, though. And I've been playing for over a decade. But, I don't know. I plateaued a long time ago. I'm just not that good. It was done on a budget of approximately $10. This is like one of those my cousin can do web design things, right? Where you're like, okay. You like the design of the menu, but it can look confusing for new players. It's not even the confusingness of it, and I'm talking about the main menu, not this. Like, this is normal to me. But just the colors. The color selection is just bad. Like, things don't go together. It just feels patchwork to me, and not in a good way. There's an E3 demo of the Ritual Distant Lifestyle UI. Yeah. I agree with you. The music loops. Music loops in the menu are decent. Ooh. I mean, can't not play this on Beatmania, right? Martyr, you were asking about playing doubles. I mean, I was being serious. Practice, of course, helps, but I think the other thing is you probably have a dominant hand that you play with, so playing with the other hand probably is a good way to start getting into doubles also. So if you normally play on the one-player side with your right hand on keys, play on the two-player side for a while just to get your left hand used to like doing something, and I think that will help you get into doubles as well. I know it's so weird. I'm actually left-handed as far as like writing is concerned, but I think I'm right hand dominant. So like I do almost everything other than write with my right hand, like cutting with scissors or bowling or throwing a ball or whatever. Like I do all that stuff with my right hand, and I definitely play better with my right hand in 2DX. But what I've noticed too is if you watch like my style, what my right hand does and the way my right hand plays and the way my left hand plays are two kind of different things. I've noticed that on my right hand I use my thumb a lot more than on my left hand. I'm trying to like train myself to use my thumb more on my left hand, but I still don't very often. But you'll see like on my right hand I'll hit the white keys with my thumb more often, and with my left hand I'll end up like pulling my hand down and hitting it with hitting the white keys with my other fingers more often. And I think that really holds me. I think that's really holding me back from getting much better with doubles. But even getting to that point was definitely a lot of just practicing playing with my non-dominant hand just to get it to not be all gimpy and not do anything. So that's that would be my advice on that, for what it's worth. Sad thing happened yesterday. You said booted up 2DX Empress on PS2 and it said auto load failed. Oh no, your card died? That sucks. Spin the disc is on DDR and it might be fun to play, but I've never played it before on pad or keyboard before DDR or Stepmania. I figure I just should play it because like it's called Spin the Disc, so like That's what this game is about, right? Might as well do it. You use your left hand for writing, but playing Wii games using right hand. Okay, so it sounds like you're similar to me. Yeah, I write with my left hand, but I definitely hold the Wiimote in my right hand. So, and like I use the mouse with my right hand when I'm on a computer. So this surprises me. I wonder if that's not my score. I don't remember ever being very good at that song. It's actually relatively challenging, especially yeah, but oh well, for me. Jordan, you chicken peck when you play. Really only use my index and middle fingers on both hands. Pinky on the scratch. Yeah, I don't know. I guess I come from the super old school, like, one hand technique. Although I'm really only capable of playing one hand on keys, that is, up to like maybe level 5 should be fine. Level 6 some. Beyond that, I definitely have to like bring my other hand in there. I just can't keep up. Yeah, B. So guys, I'm just playing stuff. If there's something you want to see, just let me know. That's hard to one hand. I love when you cheese it enough where it's like you maintain combo, but it sounds like garbage. Never mind, I can feel that in my wrist and forearm too. Even on right hand. Nice. So, sorry for 1 second. I am just curious. I want to try that on my left hand because I don't think I can do it actually. And I'm apologizing because I'm playing the same song twice in a row. I probably should have mirrored this. Yikes. I made it through. It definitely was harder for me, and my arm hurts more than my right hand does doing the same song. I say I probably should have mirrored it though, because I always forget that they often put like the main beat like on your thumb, which works really well because you can kind of just like thump 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 and then use your other fingers for the rest of the keys. But when they on the 2-player side, they don't change the chart. It's just the same chart, and it ends up putting like the main beat, on your pinky, which is a lot harder to do. Like, you're doing more work with your weaker fingers, and I don't know. It just really throws me off anyway. I didn't remember until I was in it, and I was just like, oops, this is bad. But I guess I made it through, so that to me would be my advice though on trying to get into double is just practice with your other hand so that it doesn't hold you back. All right, let's see. You need to change your SP position. My left hand is always in a claw position. Yeah. That's how I feel with DDR actually. I noticed that like I think it's my right hand. I usually end up like pointing with it, like it's hanging out here and pointing or something. I don't know, or maybe it's I don't know. I'm always doing something weird with my hands, which is why I try and freestyle more, so that I'm like trying to do something with them on purpose rather than just doing the T-Rex or whatever, right? Alright, let's see. Use DDR Mario Mix GameCube Dance Pad Action Pad on Step Mania, but somehow that foam mat has not suffered much, even though I played using it a lot. Well, I'm glad. I have one of those mats. They came with Mario Mix actually. I've got a fair number of soft pads, but I'm trying to think. I think I had some old like Red Octane ignition pads. I think were the ones that I played the most with back when I was playing the PlayStation games, but I got my DDR cabinet pretty early, so I pretty much just switched over. Well, I learned on in an arcade, and so I wouldn't say I switched over to arcade, but I pretty much gravitated toward the arcade, and I don't have a lot of soft pad experience. Some, but not a ton. And I actually have a bunch of soft pads that like came with games that I never even used the pad on. But the Mario Mix one I think I have used, because it was a while before and by a while I mean this year, before I was able to play Mario Mix in the arcade cabinet. I remember playing it a little teeny bit when I first got it, but I was just like kind of bummed out having to use the soft pad, and so I was like, I'll wait until I can play this in the cabinet. And it just took me, another 10 years before that actually happened. Maybe longer than 10, but all right, let's see. Using ring middle and index on the left. Yeah, so I was looking at what Marta was saying. You need to practice 2040. I don't. To me, 2048 is that game, that like game where you like move the tiles together, to make 2, and then 2 2s to go 4, and 4s to make 8, and until you get to 24. Is that what you're talking about? I don't think that's what you're talking about. Maybe it is. I guess maybe you could use your thumbs for that. That'd be practice. But anyway. And then Peaches, you're saying you prefer the soft mats to hard metal or wood pads. Yeah, no, I mean, I'm not trying to, I'm certainly not trying to dump on the soft pads. I definitely used them, and they were fine. The biggest problem that I had with them was doubles, like getting the 2 pads to stay together and not like move separately from each other. That was always hard. I never taped my pads down, so that I think that was the problem. But yeah, no, I definitely I used them, and I have not used a whole lot of the home like metal and like hard pads. Like I played on a Cobalt Flux a couple of times. I'm trying to think if I played on any other home hard pads. I don't know that I have. So yeah. But like I said, I just went straight to arcade because that was, to me, that was what the game was. Since that was how I was introduced to it, and that's what I did. But that's also because I'm old, so I was in a position where I could just, buy an arcade machine back then. Let's see. Haven't played on a 2DX cabinet since February. Canada closed their borders and can't go to Michigan round 1. Yeah. Have you played on a Martyr? Have you played on a Lightning cabinet yet? I haven't, so I'd be curious to know what your take was. An LRT, play keys on my left hand and scratch a turntable using my left or right hand, but I sometimes use both in moderation using keys. Okay. Gimme Tokyo. So forgive me because I've mentioned this in stream before, like I don't always connect people's like screen names to real people. So you're talking like we know each other, but I don't know who you are. And you say it's so surreal. Watching me play on this machine. Oh, okay, Tora. Have we actually met? I know we're like friends on Facebook, but I'm trying to put like a name with a face. DDR Wii and Mario Mix. Beat Mario Mix. Okay, so you have played on the Lightning cabinet. Yeah, headphone jack is cool. Didn't see a difference with the screen. Interesting. Okay. Cool. So we haven't met. Friends with Skylar and Chris. Okay, cool. All right, that puts me like in the right zone. You know, it's funny too about Skylar, because I was thinking, like my first very solid memory of Skylar was like last year at round one, and then again at Raj, and like I kind of knew who he was before that, but I didn't. But it wasn't like he was. But anyway, I was just going through something the other day, and like a Facebook memory came up, and it was or something, and Skylar had commented on it, and I was just like, God, have I actually known him longer than that? Because it was from like, I don't know, 6 years ago or something like that, and I was just like, I'm terrible about, especially, I guess what it is like if I haven't met you in person, or if I've only met you in person like one time, I am terrible about like remembering people. So it's only when I've had like a few in-person interactions and then I'm like, oh yeah, cool, got it. So sorry about that. Yeah, you're talking about the screen difference on the Lightning cabinet. I would expect, you know, at double the refresh rate, 120 hertz instead of 60, that it should be significant. I know for sure on 2DX, you know, when you get up into like the high speed mods, that it's just like the motion of the notes is just a mess. So yeah, having double the frame rate, I would think would be great. I haven't been able to see it in person yet, though. Although I have a feeling that it might look weird just being too smooth. I don't know about you, but I definitely get into these like I don't know what you call it, but I get into these states where certain things should look a certain way, and if it doesn't look that way, even if it's technically better, it looks weird to me. For instance, like movies are 24 frames a second, right? And that's just what I'm expecting. So if I see a movie going at a higher frame rate, even though arguably that should be better, it looks wrong to me. It looks like television. And then it doesn't look it doesn't look the way I expect it to, and so it looks weird. So I don't know if like television or 2DX specifically is like ingrained in my brain as 60 frames a second now, to where 120 is going to look weird. And honestly, I haven't gotten to experience very much 120 FPS anything. So I imagine, I mean, I've seen it demoed, but I've not actually been able to like sit down and watch it for any length of time. So I would bet that is going to look weird to me regardless. but the hella smooth motion causes sickness. Yeah, I can believe it. And you agree with me on 24 frames, 24 FPS movies? Yeah, this isn't VFD. This is just good old LED. Anyway, I think I finally caught up with the chat, so let me, I don't know, play something. Oh, wait. I'm going to switch back over to my other hand. That was too hard. Or I guess I could play doubles again. Yeah, let's do that. Interesting. So it looks like these have been played but not passed. Well, let's see if I can. Yeah, I was pretty sure. I was like, there's something left there, isn't there? I love when 2DX gives you, like, like, you feel like the song's over, and there's, like, a gap, and then they throw just enough notes in there that will, like, if you're not paying attention, will just fail you. Take you from 100% to 80, or to 79, I guess. And it's just like, haha, just kidding. Jerks. So, interesting. I'm not sure why I didn't pass that before. I guess maybe I've gotten better in the last 15 years. you know if the judgment on Beatmania US is different than the Japanese versions? It feels like it is. I don't think the timing is different. Like the timing window to get a perfect or a just great or a great or a good or whatever, that feels the same, but it feels like missing stuff is less punishing on your bar, or gaining stuff, or the bar gains more quickly or something like that. Like it feels like I score better or grade better than I'm used to, if that makes sense. Talking about the LED sign. Yep, cool. God, would have been amazing if they'd used actual VFDs. I think it would have been blinding, don't you think? It would have just been like, honestly, if they'd used VFD, especially with the original like rear projection LCD monitor, I feel like this display would have been brighter than the monitor. It might have been distracting, actually. But yeah, it would have looked cool. Rasugoroshi. Killed at the last. Oh, there's an actual name for that? Amazing. Sweet. Well, I learned something tonight. That's cool. Fly Through the Night is one of your favorite tunes. Mr. T has a YouTube channel? Nice. I will check that out. I did not know that. The grading system is different, yes, but I think they did tweak the gauge to be somewhere between easy and normal clear. Uh-huh. Okay, that makes sense. That's how it feels. Like, it doesn't feel easier to play, it just feels easier to pass, and my grades are higher. I have run out of drink. Give me one moment. I'm going to get a little bit more to drink. Alright, I'm back. Oh. Oh dear. I needed to find a coaster. All right. Good night, Martyr. VJ Army had a Beatmania US mode. That's funny. I love it. I was looking to see if there was other Mr. T songs in here, other than the song named Mr. T. Which I realize is it different? I never know. Like, everybody has all these aliases. I'm gonna play this anyway. I like how T also has a period. Ooh.
That you want me, honey. Even some of real, but nasty, hot, deep love. You know that I want it, baby, love. Don't you feel my heart? Walking over 200 feet by minutes. I'm just asking for the real love. It's gonna make me feel. Take me higher. They don't matter how you know, so shine on me, shine on you, they don't matter what you know, so shine on you, shine on me, we're together, shine on you, shine on me,
Wow, I don't know why my timing was so off on that. There was a lot of goods. Look at that. Good attack. Hard. What did I do? Yes. It definitely felt harder though, like being on hyper instead of normal. So maybe that was part of it. All right. Oh wow, we're getting close to or we're at 10:30. So I don't know. I'm play a couple. Actually, let's do this. I'm going to play one game mode, so 3 songs. And probably call it a night. Not high speed. Not for the reason I was talking about before, but just didn't make it really. Nice. Game over. Okay, I lied. I'll play one more. I'll stick to normal. It's not get too hard. How about this? Always love some good cool. Nice. Well, that's right, it unlocks more stuff as you play. Because of course it does. How about this? lot of turntable and keys on one hand there. It was doable though. It was fun. Like, I messed it up there for a while, but I like that. What do you call? Turntable and 1 on my left hand, that was fine. The turntable and 6 on my right hand was weird though. Like, it's not that much further, it just felt weird. I think because it makes my it puts my hand at more of an angle than I'm used to be able to get the key and the turntable at the same time. So whatever. All right, last song. What should I play? I like the cube. I also like Jellycats. Let's play this. Oh gosh. Wasn't ready for that. Oh, I messed up the triplets. That sucks. Oh, a little downgrade there. Oh well. Anyway, okay. Well, you said you wonder what the hardest song is in this. I don't know. It is like Ninth, but not quite Ninth. And Peaches, I'm sorry that I'm not sorry that you came back. I'm glad you came back, but I think I am gonna quit for tonight. Gotta do some other things before I get ready for bed, and gotta get up and do work and stuff in the morning. So anyway, thanks everyone for popping in and playing along with this with Beatmania US. I don't know which one I'll do next. I kind of feel like I did everything that I wanted to do in this one, so I might skip over to the Japanese releases and play some I don't know, third style or third or fourth. Like I said, I kind of want to do some of the, since it was such a pain in the butt to get this all set up, I want to play a few, the next few streams on Beatmania before I move on to something else. But I don't really have any like big plans or anything that I want to see. So maybe I'll just do Beatmania this week. Hopefully I'll stream more than once, and then and then I'll move on to something else before I tear all this down. But I guess I can actually easily like bounce around between different games, since it's just PlayStation, so I can just swap the disc. So if there's anything that anybody wants to see, we can do that. But I'll probably start with third style next, just since it's the earliest one that I've got, and we'll go from there. But thanks again for dropping by and hanging out and keeping the chat fun and interesting. And I hope you had a good time. I know I did. I will catch you next time. I guess since I played this in game mode, right? I can let the end credits go. So I'll let the stream go out on the closing credits and then cut it after that. So good night, everyone.